Season 4 at Burnley led us to the Premier League title. Season 5, the aim is very simple. Champions League winners in the final season to really set this off as maybe the best 5 years I've had at a newly promoted team. The signings have had to be big and the fees have had to be even bigger. And in order to fund those transfers, we've had to make some departures, some people to leave. First off, Adam Waterston. Now, the reason for this will become more clear when I give you actually a look at the squad, because he's not been replaced by anyone. He's been replaced by a youngster, and I think that player is ready for Premier League football. So Waterston leaves for a big discount on what we paid. I'll be honest, it was more a case that I wanted to create space than I wanted to get the money back. We've made enough money elsewhere. Waterston leaves to Fulham for 11 million. Next up, Andreas Schelderup. I'll be honest, he just didn't fit in the squad. I've brought in someone younger, better, and probably more fitting to the system we play. Schelderup goes to Wolves for pretty much what we paid Tottenham. I'm happy enough. We get £20 million. It was all cash, all up front. Schelderup goes to Wolves. I think we're all happy. Next up, Tanguy Nianzou, a player who really kicked up a fuss after Juma Bar completely outgrew him massively. He's gone to Newcastle for £40 million, which is a big profit on what we paid for him. It made sense. As soon as Newcastle came in, they came in at 33. I said 40. Deal was done. Very happy with that movement. Nianzou goes off to Newcastle. We'll see him in the league, but I'm happy enough to move on. Next up, Jose Marsa. Not a deal I wanted to do or planned on doing. Jose Marsa leaves Burnley to go to Saudi Arabia. More money from them, lovely. I basically decided I wanted to create space for a player in midfield, and I've let him go. We've brought someone else in, and we've got the youngster as well. Jose Marsa, £40 million for a free agent we signed, a year ago, 2 years ago? Good business. He leaves off to Saudi Arabia, and another Saudi departure was Nicholas Hedl, a player who I sort of decided was holding us back. He was a Champions League goalkeeper, but not a Champions League winning goalkeeper. We've moved him on. He's gone to Saudi for £30 million, which is most of what we paid for his replacement. I'm happy enough. And I think finally is really the biggest sale of the summer. Not a sale I wanted to make. No favouritism here. He has gone to my club, Brighton, for £50 million. For a player who was 30 years old and actually didn't really fit in the system we play, I felt it was too good to turn down. He's gone to Brighton. We'll see him in the league this season. £50 million is massive and has gone a long way towards paying for one of our biggest signings, and probably the biggest signing we'll ever make. Pinamonti leaves for Brighton with our best wishes. He's been brilliant, but we have to move on. So now we've got money in the bank. We had about £300 million in our transfer budget at one point. I felt the need to spend a lot of it, but we've still got an awful lot of money left in the bank. So first signing, Ashley Phillips on loan from Tottenham. Just depth. We let a couple of defenders go. I had to bring someone else in. He's homegrown. I actually think he's much better than his rating, a bit like Juma Bar was last season. He's a bit of a punt. Fourth choice centre-back. If he doesn't play an awful lot, we might not see him an awful lot. So Ashley Phillips on a loan from Tottenham. Happy enough. Now, another signing, a player you've probably never heard of, because to be honest, I've never heard of him. Victor Murillo from Mexico. I'm reliably informed he's a real player. He has been scoring an awful lot of goals out in Mexico. I felt the need to bring him in. I actually think he's going to be the Pinamonti replacement on the bench. Bring him off the bench. He's really quick. He's not got great jumping reach, but for us, it's more a case of having real speed to get around and after people. Murillo joins from Mexico for £6.25 million. A £40 million profit, basically, on the Pinamonti deal. And another loan signing here, Lucas Gornaduaf, comes in from Napoli on loan. When we lost Marsa, I felt actually the need for someone who could back up Martel. Gornaduaf can do both roles. It means that John Edwards, the youngster I'm going to talk about in a minute, will play in the deep line playmaker role. Gornaduaf will back up Martel on the right. Again, loan deal. I'm quite happy with that one. Another deal I'm really, really happy with is Georgi Mamadashvili for £36 million, not all of it up front, from Liverpool. I think he's a good step up from Hedl, a proper keeper. He can play with his feet. He's a good shot stopper. He's Champions League winning quality. That's what I was looking for this summer, and I think we've acquired a fair few that could do it. Mamadashvili, the first on that list. Next up, this is now going to be the first of a couple of new gens. Gustavo Miranda comes in from Mexico as well. He is the Schelderup replacement. He's 18 and he's bloody brilliant. I went deep in the scouting. He has been he's fantastic. His attributes look fantastic. He's going to be a massive addition on the left wing for us. We'll probably replace Darami at some point. He's that good. And now the next up, I wasn't planning on signing another attacking midfielder because Kanafo was brilliant last year. I couldn't turn down Mile Militic. Mile Militic comes in, £6.25 million. It's a bargain. A bit like Miranda was £8 million. Between them, they could both be £100 million players. That's how good they both are. He actually might be better than Kanafo. That's how good he is at 18, 19 years old. He's brilliant. Militic will just sit, I think, for this season behind Kanafo. I think I'll probably sell whoever doesn't perform next summer if I was to stay. Obviously, this is the last season, but he is the sort of player that once we've done this episode, I'm actually going to show you the next 5-10 years of Burnley as an extra episode 6. I think he's going to be a player in that era that could be Ballon d'Or potential. I'm just saying Ballon d'Or potential for Mile Militic. That's where I'm saying he is. And now, so two new faces there. The two faces you're going to recognise. Juma Bar comes in for £17 million. All season, City wanted 40, 50, 60. Got to the end of the season, they actually went, oh no, actually 17.5 will be fine. I said thank you. 17.5 for one of the best centre-backs in the league? Yeah, I reckon I'll do it. Juma Bar joins. He's big, he's tall, he's fantastic with the ball at his feet. Juma Bar comes in permanently. Got a little knock to start the season, but brilliant. And now, the big signing of the summer. I wasn't going to do it, but I looked around for strikers and I couldn't find anyone. And I basically went, well, why are we trying to go elsewhere when the goal scorer we had last season was perfectly fine? Endrick joins for... It's slightly reckless, the fee. It's all cash, it's all up front. But we had £300 million, and I basically decided between him at 97, I really only had the option of him or Benjamin Sesko. And Sesko was 75 million for a player who just isn't as good as Endrick. I basically went, right, £22 million, he's coming in, I'm bringing him in, he's on big wages, big money. But for a player who's world class, and he is world class, Endrick just makes too much sense. For a Premier League winning team, you have to make Premier League winning moves. And Endrick is the move. And that's all it is so far in terms of transfer. So I'm actually going to wait to the end of the window. We're actually quite early still. It's the 1st of August. We've got the Community Shield against Aston Villa. I'm going to see a few of these new players in this game. And yeah, I think there could be a couple more moves left in the tank. We've still got spaces in the squad. I'm just not sure what to spend the money on. It's a slight issue. We're at the point, players are too expensive to move us too far. But Endrick is the big money signing. Nearly £100 million. You have to do it. And I'm really happy with where the squad is. Now let's have a quick look at the team for that game in the Community Shield against Aston Villa. Right, here's the team for the Community Shield. I am making a couple of risky moves, but I think we want to see a couple of new faces. A few of them won't be able to play for injury. Cole Palmer's injured again. I think he's just going to have loads of injuries again this year. Beadle's injured. Murillo, we're not going to see either or Miranda because they're both injured. I'm not going to risk them. So the starting 11 is going to be Mamardashvili in goal. I think he's perfect for us. Johnston right back, Bar, Perola, Guindo, Martel and John Edwards. Now, John Edwards, I'm putting faith in. I think I'm just going to say, look, he's good enough now. 16 first touch, 12 passing, 13 vision. Maybe isn't the makings of a fantastic ball-playing midfielder, but he's 19. I could see him pushing them to 15, 16s if we really expose him to first-team football. He's 19. He is homegrown Burnley. He is one of ours. I have to play him this season. I think he has to be in the team. Not necessarily starting all the time, but as the backup to Monchu, I just think it's too good. He's too good at this age to not have him around the squad. He's going to start the Community Shield because I want to see him as he plays. Next to Martel with Vieira, Canafo, Darami, Endrick as the front four. I'm quite happy with that. And then on the bench, we've got the likes of Militic. We've got Gunnar Duaf. I mean, Jose Manuel is a player that I want to be starting ahead of Johnston, but I think I have to keep playing Johnston because he was £50 million. We've got to keep seeing him. And it's going to be interesting. I want to see the result. I'm not going to sit here forever and play this game through on camera, but I will show you the result at the end and let you know any good performances, because I think there's a few players here that need to make a stake. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. Revenge on Aston Villa is top of the list of priorities for this game. Let's win. Win nice. Well, revenge was on the table and we took it. 4-0 win over Aston Villa. We dominated. A couple of injuries I'm not too happy about to Canafo and Darami, which obviously I'm more annoyed about injuries really than winning it. But really, what I'm happiest about, Fabio Vieira, unbelievable. I was looking through the stats as well after the game. Unbelievable amount of creativity from the right-hand side. Vieira is a massive part of this team. I did think about selling him. He's just too good. He's too essential to what we do. He stays for this season, and I'm looking forward to kicking on now. We're going to play through to the end of the transfer window. I'll let you know about any business. I'm not planning on doing any, but I will let you know if we make any big moves between now and the end of the window. Right, here we are at the end of the transfer window, and we have not made any more business. We have done business in the league, though. We have been winning games pretty comprehensively. The Wolves game was the only one we did get a bit lucky in, I'll be honest. They nullified us pretty well. But our home form's been magnificent. We smashed Man United to pieces. They were long gone. Norwich, dealt with. Forest looks a little closer than it was, in all honesty. We pretty much were on top most of the game. The only real issue we've seen, other than going out the Carabao Cup, I'm not really bothered, it wasn't the aim for this season, is, as you can see, James Beadle is playing because Mamardashvili's got injured. I hadn't noticed that he seems to get a few injuries every now and then. I did go 2 years without an injury, so I'm not too worried about it. I did look at goalkeepers, but to be honest, we aren't going to get better than Beadle for that much, really. And I didn't want to bring a goalkeeper who's just going to kick off because he's not playing. So Beadle's playing these few games. He'll be fine until Mamardashvili's back. He's only back in a few weeks. And we'll be fine, I think, to be honest. We've got our first Champions League game coming up. Our Champions League run actually isn't too bad. Genk, we can beat. Copenhagen will beat. Inter Milan, Benfica, we can beat. Lons, we can beat. Bodo Glimt, we've got a really good run, actually, I think, to be honest. So I'm going to come back now at Christmas, because there's lots of football to be played before then. Probably around the time of the FA Cup third round game. Hopefully, we can keep this squad together and keep them fit. We've had to make a couple of choices in the Champions League in terms of squad registration, so I had to leave out, actually, like, Gorna Duaf I've had to leave out, and I've had to leave out Murillo as well. So it's not been ideal, but, you know, we've got the squad. I think we'll be fine. And yeah, hopefully, come back. We'll be top of the Premier League still, as we are now. I will see you at the end after Christmas. Right, you find us here at the 2nd of January. You may notice my voice isn't quite linking up to the video. Probably because I forgot to turn on my audio for this part of this video. A little while longer as well. So yeah, as you see here, form was fantastic all the way up to Christmas. Won loads and loads of games. We weren't conceding lots of goals either, actually, looking now. So yeah, really good. Not much else to tell you really here, other than we were fantastic. Injuries became an issue. We lost Mamardashvili for a while. Happens. So we've had to deal with injuries in there. Lost Militic, lost lots of players like that. And yeah. And of course, with injuries coming into the squad, we felt the need to add a few players into the squad. Omega there, we did arrange a deal for. He was leaving off to Saudi Arabia, I believe. Which, with the injury to Mamardashvili, we were left with James Beadle in goal. I didn't feel particularly comfortable with him playing long term. So we went and got Jordan Pickford just for the rest of the season. £10 million a lot for a 35-year-old, but he had all the attributes needed. Really a solid option. Just came to the squad, solidified that position while Mamardashvili was out injured. It did exactly what we wanted. Pickford, I feel like, was a really good signing, looking back now. And also another sign that came in with Omega leaving, we felt the need to bring a striker in. And really, we signed the best young striker in the league. Samuel Bremner, a new gen from Southampton. Brilliant. Really good signing. Plays across the front four, which as I'm pointing out there, across the front four, and a player that can really do a lot of anything. He was fantastic. A really good pickup, I felt like. £49 million was a lot for a player with less than a season of senior football. I felt like that was a risk worth taking. Other than that, obviously Levi Colwill has gone out to AC Milan. A deal I regret, as you'll see as we go through this episode. But I think we got there in the end. So Levi Colwill, he's left. He's off as well. Might look for another centre-back, I say here. Spoiler alert, probably don't get one. And yeah, end of the transfer window coming up next. Okay, now we find out at the end of the transfer window. A brilliant month again. Our form was fantastic. Other than the Wolves game at the beginning of the month, which you will notice, we did lose. An annoying one to lose. It sort of happens. It's fine. So that was other than that. I mean, look, the form was fantastic. We beat Man United 6-0 away, which was the result, really, of that part of the season was fantastic. Beat Bayern Munich away as well. 2 massive results. Juma Bar injured again, but I think we're hoping he's going to come back fit pretty quickly soon after. Endrick, brilliant. I mean, at this point, we're just starting to see those players turn back around form. We were fantastic, winning lots of games. You certainly take that. And yeah, really not much else to report other than we are rolling and rolling on towards, hopefully, at least a Premier League title. Hopefully, maybe even more hopefully, a treble to come with that too. Okay, so we're here for the Real Sociedad game. A couple of losses there beforehand. Annoyingly, the Man City one, a little bit of our bogey team, Man City, so far this season. Bournemouth as well. I think that was just down to the fact that we had lots of games in short succession. A little bit like that season where we struggled. Means that we go into the Sociedad game not in best form, but with a few players starting to creep back into fitness. And, I mean, we're still missing a couple of really key players. So we'll go through that lineup now. As you can see, Pickford in goal. Did a good job in goal. Happy enough with that. Manuel at right back. Martel and Parola at centre-back, because I think I have to change it around a touch here because I really did start messing around with the team at this point. Injuries were an issue. Not signing a centre-back, I'm going to realise, and I will mention, not great. Hasn't gone particularly well for us. So we've picked the team now, as you can see on the left. Happy enough. Lots of players in there that you'll notice have been playing more and more as we go through the season. Knafo, Militic in midfield, really good. League, we're miles ahead. 14 points, 9 games to go. Pretty comfortable with that now. Form was starting to fall off, as you saw there, 2 losses in a row. Starting to fall off a touch, but I think that was just down to the fact that we had so many injuries. And really, the squad was starting to look it. We're going to make a couple of changes for this first leg. That's not particularly relevant to you as much as the result that's going to come up quickly. We're going to play for this first leg off camera, and I'm going to show you the result and let you know what it's looking like is going to happen for that second leg. Okay, and given the squad we put out, a 0-0 draw, probably not the worst result out in Spain. We did dominate the game as well, so really not that stressed particularly. 0-0 result we will definitely take. We will fire on to the second leg now, where really it's all to play for, but I'm very confident. A few players coming back to fitness, we should be absolutely fine. And here we are for that second leg, with a slightly surprised expression from me there. Between that game, we did smash Arsenal at the Emirates 5-1. One of those games I kind of played an autopilot. We beat them pretty handily. I was really looking to keep players fit for this second leg against Sociedad. We looked like it was pretty much the same team from that first leg. A few players starting to struggle with fitness a little bit, but I think we should be absolutely fine. Same again, Pickford, Johnston, Parola, Churkin at the back, Guindo, Martel, Monchu fit for this one, Vieira, Militic, Bremner off the left on this game, obviously I went for. I did put Jarami back in. As you'll see, Endrick playing as well. Pretty much full strength for us. I sort of kept rotating between Canafo and Militic. I sort of felt obliged to play Canafo, but he's in for this game, and hopefully we'll see next. We should be... I mean, it's going to be a tight game, and losing to Sociedad would be a terrible way to end this series. Not out of character, though. Right, and here we are for our first highlight of that game against Sociedad. Chance to bring the full ball forward with Johnston. Loses out to Oyafabal. Vieira wins it back. Can we look to move the ball forward? Martel finds Johnston. Out wide here, looks to Vieira in the middle. Connection into Monchu, the real creative hub. Johnston finds Vieira. Can he find anyone? He can find someone. He finds the back of the net instead. 1-0 Burnley, and a great way to start this knockout tie. Well, here we are then. Another opportunity after going 1-0 up early on. About 10 minutes later, chance to out on the right again. Johnston finds Vieira, puts it across. Canafo scores. Easy enough done. Lovely delivery from Vieira. And that puts a firm step in the next round for Burnley. Really good performance, really good goal there. Blowing Sociedad away early, had a chance in the first leg, didn't take them. Taking them in the home game, we'll take every time. Absolutely lovely. 2-0 Burnley. Let's keep on rolling. And almost like clockwork, we're back again. 10 minutes later, opportunity here. Parola brings the ball across to Monchu. Again, the creative hub of the team drives the ball forward, finds Darami into Canafo. Can he find anyone? Goes back to Churkin, the Irish left back usually, but centre back for this game. Darami, chance to deliver maybe. Can't get all the way across. Endrick gets there. His 19th goal of the season. Wraps up this tie. And here we are right before half time. About 5 minutes to go actually. Chance to make it 4-0 and really solidify the tie. And Fabio Vieira does that. A bit like his first goal of the game. Makes it 4-0 and that will wrap up the tie. We're going to run all the way to the result now. Because at 4-0, pretty confident. And there we go. Sociedad did grab a goal back, but that really was not a very exciting game, which is good. We take those. Not exciting wins are the ones we like. And what we would like in the next round, ideally, as I say here, you can't hear me say because I didn't have my microphone turned on, is that I'd like Leipzig in the next round. That might be a little bit of foreshadowing. And our job was not made much easier going forward by a massive, massive injury to Monchu. 3 to 6 months. I'm going to let you know it's a little bit shorter than that. It is a big injury though, and we lose him for pretty much the rest of the season, which is not ideal, but it gives a chance to a certain young player in our squad. And it's fair to say our FA Cup run was pretty subdued to the point where we got to the semi-final, and I hadn't really had to think about it. Played Tottenham in the semi-final of the FA Cup, really the most difficult team left in the competition. And if you can win that game, the final should be even easier. And talking of draws, you join us here for the quarter-final draw of the Champions League. As I said earlier, slight smidgen of foreshadowing. We'll show you who we get. Not going to be PSG. Not going to be Bayern. It will be, once I get through and press the button, it will be our Red Bull Leipzig. Which, again, smidgen of foreshadowing and probably the easiest draw we could have got. Might present challenges though. And we'll probably see those challenges fairly soon. And, well, if you thought our back line was a little bit makeshift for the Sociedad game, it's much more for this one. 2 left-backs at centre-back. Guindo and Churkin playing at centre-back with no players fit, really. We had to play the 2 left-backs at centre-back. It meant that Manuel switched to left-back, but it also meant, with injuries in the squad, that John Edwards, the 19-year-old Burnley graduate, came from our academy, is going to be in the team for this game. And I'll tell you what, for a 19-year-old who'd never played a senior game at a top level, you wouldn't think that from his performances. He has been fantastic. We are looking, hopefully, to get a few players back from injuries. Zuma Bar's going to be back soon. Parola, I believe, is suspended. So, yeah, the squad's not strong for this one, but really it's a case of getting out with a result that we can take back to Turf Moor, and again, really look to smash our way into that semi-final. And a result we will get 3-1. Endrick showed up, 8 minutes hat-trick in the second half, showed up big. Burnley take a 3-1 lead to their home game against Leipzig. I'm actually really confident. I think we'll be absolutely fine for this second leg. Ah, yes, here I am explaining how I couldn't do maths and work out that, in fact, we would win the league with a result in this game we've just played. I thought there was a couple more in it. I didn't realise that there was a 20-point gap. I thought Man United could still catch us within reason. They couldn't. So it turns out we've won the Premier League back-to-back. Not ideal planning from me, but the Premier League was not really the aim this season. The Premier League was very much a byproduct. We did it beating Brighton as well, which, as a Brighton fan, I quite like that. Well, and here we are for the second leg against Leipzig. I had to make one big tactical change. Not a big one, really. Militic is the only midfielder we have fit other than John Edwards. So Militic is going to drop into midfield in a deep line playmaker role, which means we have two playmakers. I'm convinced enough that he's good enough. And actually, looking at his attributes, as I think I do here in a minute, I start to realise he probably could do that role long term. If we were to stay here longer, he would probably have been a player I'd looked at to replace Monchu in defence midfield. Although we have John Edwards, who I'm putting out there, probably is good enough to take over from Monchu long term. But Militic, a very good player too, is officially world class by my scouts, so not a bad player to bring in for £4 million from Serbia. I think we'll be absolutely fine. But Bremner, Vieira, Darami and behind Hendrick, I'm pretty confident we're just going to hit a result here because I'm I've seen us play this season and we've smashed people to pieces, so we'll be back with that. And a result, again, like the Sociedad game, we will get 8-2 on aggregate, a 5-1 win with goals coming from 5 separate places. The performance was fantastic. I mean, there's not much else you can say about it. Leipzig didn't get a goal till right at the end of the game. And in fact, as you'll see there, Man City managed to get a result against Arsenal, which means we will play Man City in the semi-final of the Champions League. We've gone a step further than we did the last time, without any dramatics either. So pretty confident Man City in the semi-final. It's going to be difficult, but I'm pretty confident we've got what it takes. And of course, there was also the small matter of the FA Cup semi-final. I say small matter because we absolutely annihilated Tottenham 4-0. We've had their number for the last couple of years. Burnley winning 4-0. Agorna Duaf, a very good player who I wish I'd registered for the Champions League because he would have been a fantastic option. Unfortunately, I didn't because I'm a bit of an idiot. So we'll take it. 4-0 win means we play Leeds in the final of the FA Cup. And yeah, I think that is going to be easy enough. But we did lose to Aston Villa last year, who did get relegated. So what is an easy game? Who even knows? And now for that first leg against Manchester City. As you can see, shuffling the team around just a little bit. I think we will end up making one more change here as I talk through it. But as you can see, the big change now is that we have our two centre-backs back. Having Djumaba, having Parola together, they're fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit better. We lost Max Johnson to an injury. It sort of happens. Guindo says he has an injury. He broke his wrist, but it was one of those you can let him play through. Although I do think it does mess with his fitness later on. I will talk about that when we get there. But one player I was really impressed with, as you can see there, John Edwards. I mean, his average ratings don't look particularly good, but he's a deep line playmaker. They don't always get good ratings. And yeah, the squad, I think, is pretty strong at this point. We've started to get our players back from injuries, and it means that we've got this really nicely rounded bench options, lots of attacking options off the bench, probably too many, if you had to ask me. And as we begin this game here against Man City, they have the early possession, but almost a terrible back pass to James Trafford, who I do point out is a former Burnley player. Not who I'd expect to have played in the Champions League semi-final, but he's very much there for them. City looking to build up though here from the back. Doku, who's up front for this first leg, I think Haaland's either suspended or injured. I don't think I even checked. But Darami into Canafo, finds Martel. Vieira out wide. Manuel with options. Can he find anyone? Big shot, saved by Trafford early doors in this semi-final. And the rest of the first half was pretty uneventful. We were the team on top, but we didn't see many chances. So 0-0, we had to make one change during that first half as well. Canafo went off injured for Militic. An annoying injury, but not too bad, hopefully. And here we are in the second half, about 20 minutes in. Chance to build possession here out from the back. Parola finds Martel into Fabio Vieira. Manuel is an option. Can he find anyone ahead of him? Can't. Gvardiol cuts it out. Man City could counter-attack here, but Parola wins it. Vieira, end-to-end football here. Manuel has a chance to find a ball inside. He does. Oh, it's a big challenge on Militic from the City defender. Now with a chance to bring it out. Tomiyasu messes up and Hendrick puts it over the bar. An opportunity that was far too good to miss. For a player of his ability, should be scoring. But we get to see a highlight straight away here. Man City building out from the back. Tomiyasu again after that mistake. Ruben Diaz almost gives it away. Into Lavia. Finds Mateus Nunes. Can he find Pedri? He does, who loses the ball out to his Spanish compatriot Jose Manuel. Good play here between Hendrick and Darami. Darami is in. Burnley lead 1-0. Really well worked goal off of a bit of counter pressing from the right back. Burnley lead 1-0 in what could be a massive goal in this semi-final. And after losing one attacking midfielder in this game, we've now lost the other. Militic has had to come out on this game. Frustrating injury. I do worry it could be a bad one. It does mean we play the youngster Bremner, who can play across that front four, as I said. a good option, but two players we can't really afford to live out without Knafo and Militich. Burnley've got a free kick now on the edge. Vieira has a chance to deliver. Darami is free on the edge of the box, and he will use him, and he will shoot with his second touch. Darami, with his 12th goal of the season, puts Burnley in the driver's seat with 10 minutes left of this Champions League semi-final. They are within touching distance at this point of what would be a momentous achievement at Burnley. The treble lingers. They've got to win a few games, but a big goal from Darami might just put them on the edge. And here we are in injury time, 2 minutes left. And we have a chance maybe to make it 3-0 with only a minute left. That would be a big lead to take to the Etihad. 2 is good, 3 is fantastic. Ball in, Endrick chance. Oh, big save by Trafford. Really big save by the former Burnley man. Keeps Man City potentially in this tie. A 2-goal lead is not unassailable at home, but we've been so good away from home this season. Oh, nearly made it 3-0. That you would really back Burnley to do well. And that looks like that will be that from this first leg. A 2-0 win and a domination on the stats, actually, if you look there. Didn't dominate possession, but dominated every other stat you can look at. Really strong performance. Burnley right in the driving seat. And here we are for that second leg against Manchester City. The team's unchanged because Militich and Knafo didn't even really pick up injuries at all. They were like a couple of days. We've had a week between the two ties, so they had a rest in the league between that. Now we've won the league as well. I am resting everybody. People aren't playing league games anymore, so it means we can go in full strength for this game. Militich is now our first choice attacking midfielder. Could swap between him and Knafo, but Militich has been so good. It means that we have Mamardashvili, Johnston, Barr, Parola, Churkin, Martel, Edwards, Vieira, Militich, Darami, Endrick, pretty much full strength. Maybe Churkin for Guindo, but Churkin's been really good this season, so he's playing at left back. And here we are with an early bit of an opportunity for Burnley. Brits in goal. For some reason, we never actually worked out why Trafford wasn't in goal. We will wonder that question more as we go through this game. Brits, though, with a chance to deliver the ball forward. Parola will win that. Even though Haaland's a good physical presence, Parola is just solid at the back. Talking of solid, here comes Barr with the chance to get his former team. Johnston, Vieira, can he find anyone? Finds Darami, he finds it into Militich. Can Militich score? He sure can. This young Serbian, £4 million from Partizan. I'm going to keep saying it because he's one of my best ever signings in Football Manager. I will repeat, one of my best signings ever in Football Manager. Militich puts us really within the touching distances of the Champions League final. Didn't think I'd be saying that at the beginning of this episode. And here we are, right towards the end of the first half. City have a chance to bring the ball forward. I'm hoping we'll be good enough to defend this. Sabio finds Foden into Haaland, who really should be doing better, hits the post. And that will be the end of the first half at 0-0. City haven't really had many chances, though, so 3-goal lead is looking pretty unassailable. And here we'll find ourselves in this second half against Man City. Chance to maybe get a second goal early on, 2 minutes into this half. Edwards, the youngster, does a really good job of recycling possession. Into Militich. Can he do anything with the ball at his feet? He swings it across. Savio will get ahead on it, but Barr is there to sweep up as per usual. Can he find anyone? Plays it all the way back to Mamardashvili. You don't mind a little bit of risk-averse football. That's fine. Especially when you're 3-0 up. You don't need to be doing anything crazy. Militich tries to find Churkin. Wins it first ahead of Darami. Can Darami get there? Can he finish? He can. It is 4-0. An absolutely fantastic goal. Really is the dagger in this Man City team. 2-0 at the Etihad and a fantastic performance to go with it. Well, with 35 minutes to go, you would hope Burnley have what they need to get into the final with 4 goals up. Man City will look now to throw the kitchen sink back at them. Yeremy Pino with a chance to deliver maybe, hits the byline, pulls it back to Foden, hits the near post. Not good enough for Mamardashvili, all the defenders really. Man City though might now have an opportunity to put some pressure right on Burnley. And as you can see, 20 minutes to go, and Jeremy Docker at the back post will grab another goal. And I would say Burnley were safe, but we've seen Burnley, us, pull bigger leads away from bigger teams. So, God knows, this is going to be a nervy 15 minutes, absolutely. And in the 88th minute, Man City are piling on the pressure. We will make a change here. Miranda will come on for Darami. But City have an opportunity now to really put the pressure on. DeBast at the back. Nearly loses out to Bremlo, who's coming for Endrick. Brits in goal will find Rodri, who will find Ruben Diaz. Man City needs to move the ball forward with a bit more pace here. They can't do it, though. Manuel at left back had to come on for Churkin. Doing a good job there. Chance now. Mamardashvili to find someone. Finds Parola. Burnley have the ball, and now that's all they need for the last few minutes with added time coming. Hold on to possession. Militich, chance to deliver. Bremner, oh. And you can see we've stayed attacking because I don't want to give Football Manager any reasons to give any goals away. With a minute left though, it's not going to matter. we are Champions League finalists. And that is a fair step on from what we've done before. Burnley will play PSG in the Champions League final. But first, we've got Leeds. The treble's still on, but we've got to do the second part of the treble. We can't forget about it. Right, here we are for the FA Cup final. Wow. The team is pretty much full strength because everyone's not played since the last game. Well, pretty much everyone, apart from Edwards, had to play, I think, one of the games. So full strength team for this Leeds game. Other than Johnston, who is injured again. Let's all act surprised. Monchu might be back for the final. We'll see if we get lucky. In goal, Maudashvili. Right back, Manuel. Bar, Perola, Guindo, Martel, Edwards. Vieira, Militic, Durami, Endrick. We're going to play full strength team. And we're going to throw punches because I think at this point we might as well play the full strength team as much as we can. Early throw-in. 6 minutes in. Edwards. Can he find anyone? Finds Martel on the edge. Finds Militic. He's got all sorts of time on the edge of the Leeds box. Should be doing better there. Edwards, what a delivery into Vieira. Burnley lead 1-0. I think he might be onside. I can't see a linesman flag up, which is sometimes a sign in the game that he is in fact onside. And he is. Lovely ball from the youngster John Edwards, who has been a bit of a revelation. I'm sort of glad that I've given him the chance this year. I mean, that is such a lovely... He's miles onside as well. Great technique from Vieira to finish. And Burnley lead 1-0. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Leeds opportunity now. We saw last year that going in the lead doesn't necessarily mean you win. So we need to be aggressive. Like Perola's been there. That's really good from him. Durami loses out to Hinshelwood, a player who, I've got a lot of time for. Marlon into Perone, finds Bogle. Cucho, chance to drive forward. Can our defenders do enough to stop him? No, Marlon's in. Can he find anyone in the box? Plays back to Hinshelwood, into Bogle. Driving inside. Big block. Harrison is now able to recycle. He's been at Leeds for a long time at this point. Jack Harrison. And 1-0. The score will stay. Throw in here. Jose Manuel, right back. Can he deliver? Finds Endrick. It's 2-0, and that will probably be, a real mountain for Leeds to climb against what are the best team in the country. Burnley 2, Leeds 0. Good play from the young Spanish right, with the two youngsters connecting there. Manuel, chance to deliver, drives at the near post. I mean, those crosses, you know it, I know it, are overpowered in Football Manager. And it's a great finish from Endrick at the near post. Lovely goal, and that's going to be half-time on the nose. 2-0. Not going to make any changes, so we'll see how we go in the second half. Bremner now driving forward, a chance to find a ball in the box. Is that a penalty? It looks like it could have been. Bremner looked like he was on the line, so if it's not a penalty, I don't really know how it isn't. Feels like it probably should be. These are usually not, though. Weird angle, really, because Bijol was stood entirely in the box. Not quite sure he's managed to get outside the box, but we'll live with that. And there it is. The game sort of trickled away at the end there. A 2-0 win, and Burnley make up for the sins of season past. They beat Leeds at Wembley. Burnley are champions of England, both in the league and the cup. The double's confirmed. The treble is on the horizon. I'll be back with you next. And let's see this trophy ride actually first. Boo! He's taking time. Big lift. Burnley win at Wembley. I'll see you for that Champions League final against PSG. Hopefully, God please, no injuries. Right, here we are for that Champions League final, and it couldn't be bigger. In terms of selection, with a couple of enforced changes, a couple of enforced selections at least. Maudashvili in goal, Jose Manuel at right back, he's been brilliant this year, so I'm happy enough. Bar, Perola, both fit, thank goodness. Guindo left back, Martel, John Edwards is going to start because Monchu's just not quite fit, and he's been more than good enough to deserve a start. John Edwards starts. Durami, Militic, Vieira, in behind Endrick. I mean, the bench is not super thick of actual players that are any good. But Monchu is back on the bench. He's not quite fully fit, but he's good enough that if we need him for the last 15-20 minutes, he will be coming on. And I sense we might need him because PSG are very, very good. This is for all the marbles. In the last game of what is going to be my time at Burnley, this is it. Now or never. Let's please get the win. The treble would be a mighty fine way of finishing off this series. And this is it. I think we might even just play this all the way through for the last game of what's going to be the series. Our lineup there, as you can see, as we just talked through. Let's see this PSG lineup. As expected, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, both from Real Madrid start. Donnarumma in goal, Mendes, Scalvini, Araujo, Hakimi, Zaire Emery, Diaby, Kvaratskhelia and Ramos make up the rest of the 11. I mean, could it be bigger? Oh, the series, it's the Champions League final. This is it. Burnley Football Club nearly got relegated in the first season to being in the Champions League final 4 years later is quite the turnaround. We've done a pretty good job. We've traded our way here. Now it's just time to do the business at the very last hurdle. Let's encourage early. Let's push straight into this one. Araujo with a chance to play it forward into Chouameni. Finds Camavinga. Tries to play it forward, but Manuel gets there. Martel gets the ball too. Can he look to play the ball forward? Finds Militic, who's become world class as far as my scouts are concerned. Vieira with a good ball in. Doesn't quite get there. Martel options. Finds Manuel. We're being aggressive. Can he look to drive the ball across? He can. In. Vieira scores. Is he onside? 5 minutes in. Burnley lead in this Champions League final. But will it stand? Will the goal be allowed to stand? Fabio Vieira has been one of the best pickups we've had in the squad. I didn't think it was going to stand. I was ready to give it up. Martel didn't give it up. He finds the young Spanish right back, Jose Manuel, drives the ball across because everyone's so deep. I don't quite know how it's managed to go in. Vieira scores, dinks out of Donnarumma. Burnley 1, PSG 0. We lead this Champions League final. Oh, what a way to start. 7 minutes in, can we hold on to the lead? Hakim with a ball in, back post. Militic will get on the end of a loose ball. Can he look to drive forward? He can. Beats one. Can he find anyone? Beats him again. Keeps going. Option in the middle. Finds Durami. Oh my god, the counter-attack. Can we get something from it? Across. Oh, Vieira scores again. Scores again. Fabio Vieira has gone under the radar. I said when he joined, if he was good, we'd get European football. What I didn't think would happen was he would win us the Champions League final. But at the minute, win us the Champions League final, he will. Terrible defending from PSG. Mendes gets himself in all sorts of trouble. Donnarumma comes to claim, misses the ball, and Vieira will not score an easier goal in his life, and he's done it in the Champions League final. I mean, as far as starts go, you take them. Surely not 3-0 after 13. This becomes a joke. Oh, Bar puts it wide of the post. Burnley are in the ascendancy. And at the moment, they are ascending to the throne. I mean, that PSG team is very, very good. It's loaded with talent. But I think I'd probably take my team, if I'm being honest, if you offer me the choice. Endrick up front, who's had a pretty rubbish season in terms of average rating. It's been brilliant so far. This game, Durami as well. Vieira, surely he can't score a hat-trick in half an hour. Oh, almost does. Donnarumma can't get there. And, I mean, it has been all Burnley all the time. We're going to get to half-time here, and we won't have seen PSG have a shot on target. Mamardashvili could have had a deck chair out in the goal. 2-0, and that looks like it will be at half-time. Not a single shot on target from PSG. Burnley have dominated. Maybe this is one of those games where we're just going to dominate and keep rolling on through. Because roll on through, we absolutely have. I mean, 2-0, and we're untroubled. Absolutely untroubled. PSG have tried to kick us off the pitch and have done nothing with it. They have had a chance there. But again, we're not seeing anything. Half an hour to go. We're going to make a couple of changes. Durami's going to come. Actually, Durami's going to stay on. Now I'm saying I'm going to make changes. I'm now not convinced on who I want to bring on. Do you know what? Knafer needs to come on because he's been such a big part of the run so far. I think we'll stay with that for now. I think if we get another goal, the likes of Marcus Edwards might get a run in. Headed away. Araujo, though. PSG looking to get one to make it more dangerous. And they get it. Zaire Emery has the chance to turn in the box. A bit like Vieira did for our second goal. PSG are back on the board. And, I mean, we should be doing much better defensively. Set pieces have been a little bit of our kryptonite so far. Zaire Emery drives across. And, I mean, it just shouldn't be two. It should not be easy. It should not be 2-1. Half an hour to go. PSG are back in this game. But they haven't done anything else since. 20 minutes left to go. Couple of changes now, maybe. Oh, one's going to be enforced. What's going on here? Jose Manuel is injured. Max Johnson's fit enough to make it on now. He'll be fine for now. Martel for Monchu. Monchu is going to come on as the DLP. He has to. It has to be the DLP. He's far too good with the ball at his feet. Edwards can play on the right side. So it's good to have Monchu back, though. He scored 14 goals this season before he went down injured for 5 months. Or 3 months, I think it was in the end. And this is it. 5 minutes to go. I mean, changes maybe again. Do you know what? 4 minutes to go. I'm willing to gamble on the likes of Marcus Edwards, who's been here since the start. Surely not. A minute and a half. Burnley are champions of Europe. The treble is complete, and there they go to pick up what has been an unlikely Champions League win. I mean, I didn't expect it, in honesty. I thought we'd lose to Man City in the semi-final. But here we go. Martel, £7.5 million. And it has to be said, I'm going to pat myself on the back here, not too hard, as we lift the trophy. Some of the signings we've made have really paid off. Really, really paid off. And we've done the right thing with the bad signings. Jeremy Frimpong did not work. We moved on quickly and brought in Mikey Johnston. Max Johnson. It's Max Johnson. I got that wrong all the time, whole episode. We moved on quickly. Pinamonti, we moved on £50 million. He was fantastic. It wasn't that he was bad, but he started to dip. We moved him on. Endrick is coming £100 million. Aware is a big amount of money. But oh my goodness me. Has it paid off? Burnley are champions of Europe. Treble winners. Only 2 other sides have ever done it in history. Guardiola's Man City and Ferguson's Manchester United. And here we are. The 3rd team. Pumpsters Burnley. Oh, Club World Cup. When is the Club World Cup? Is it soon? It's next summer. No, we won't go there. But we will get to see it. In the 5 years forward, I'm going to do it for next week. We're going to skip 5 years forward. I want to see how we've done. I'm going to resign. And I'm going to see what Burnley do in life after me. They've got loads of money. They've got a fantastic squad. I mean, a word has to go out to the likes of Mile Militic, who he's a good. I thought he would be a good signing. I didn't think he'd become the best attacking midfielder on the planet, which I'll be honest with you is what he's become. He's unbelievable. He's one of the best new gens I've ever signed. He's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. He's fantastic in there. John Edwards, homegrown boy, played the whole final, all 90 minutes. Has been, I mean, much better than I would have given him credit for at the beginning of the season. That is the end of the Burnley series. I think is the best way to put it. My hair is a mess. That final got to me. That is the end of the Burnley series. If you've enjoyed that, please leave a like. I will be getting the 5 years out for next week. It'll be 10 years in total. We will be seeing that. And let me know who you want to see next, because we're going to get a new team, I think. Start again. Someone new. Let me know down below what you think. Who you want to see next. And if you enjoyed it, and if you're this far into this video, I hope you have. Please leave a like, and I will see you round.